Oh, hi! This here's Mikhailov from Team Retro, where we like retro games and the devices that bring them to us.
What in tarnation? Identity theft is not a joke. Oh, hi. It's your old buddy Zoo. And today, my old buddy Team Retro's going to talk to you about some handhelds. Sayonara. Hey.
Greetings and welcome to the channel. This is Mikhailov from Team Retro, where we like retro games and the devices that bring them to us. So I just got back home from CES and I finally had a chance to collect my thoughts, and I wanted to do a quick impressions video on what I consider to be the best announcement from the show floor, and that would be the Lenovo Legion Go S. While I was in Vegas, I was invited to a private unveiling of the handheld, and I got to go hands-on with the Go S, as well as a prototype of the Lenovo Legion Go 2. So in this video, I'm going to share my impressions of both these handhelds, and we're going to see if they're worth your hard-earned dollar bucks. So let's dive in and get to work. So let's start by looking at the Legion Go 2, and we're going to do that by riding on in Spec-Town. The Legion Go 2 will be powered by the new AMD Ryzen Z2 Extreme and RDNA 3.5 graphics. The device has 32 gigabytes of LPDDR5X RAM and up to 2 terabytes of SSD storage with expansion via a microSD card slot. The screen is an 8.8-inch OLED screen with a 144Hz variable refresh rate, a 1200p resolution, and a 16:10 aspect ratio. Giving the device life is a 74 watt-hour battery. For connectivity, this handheld has Wi-Fi built in as well as Bluetooth. The device will ship with Windows 11. So the unit that I went hands-on with at CES was a prototype, and this handheld isn't expected to be released until Q3 of 2025. So things can change between now and then. But let's talk about the hardware and how it felt to play the Legion Go 2. The controllers are still detachable, and this time there's a controller attachment in case you want to use this device in docked mode or on a laptop. They also improved the controller ergonomics quite a bit. Instead of a jagged edge that required a 3D printed solution, the controllers are a little more rounded, and they didn't feel bad at all. The trackpad is a little bit smaller, meaning Lenovo is trying to make it easier to prevent accidental button taps, which can interfere with gameplay. However, the buttons on the back and sides still feel very sensitive. While I was playing Spider-Man, I kept bumping into one of the side buttons and it would break me out of the game. So I know these buttons are there for the FPS mode, but frankly, I never used them on my original Legion Go. I actually disabled them so I wouldn't have to press them accidentally. And I'm a little bummed that I would have to do that again on the Legion Go 2. However, the controllers seem comfortable enough that I wouldn't feel the need to 3D print new solutions or new attachments. Also of note is the addition of extra buttons at the top, meaning you can have start and select where it actually belongs, as well as your quick settings. These controllers are going to be sold separately upon release, so if you don't want to spend money on a new Legion Go, you can just get the controllers for your Gen 1 model. It's the same exact type of connection on the sides. The OLED screen seemed nice, but it was hard for me to focus on that aspect of the unit because the lighting in the restaurant at the event was not the greatest. However, the next day at the AMD booth, I was able to get a look at the unit under better conditions, and yeah, the screen does look great. To be honest, I didn't even really give the screen a second thought on the Lenovo Legion Go 2 because, to me personally, I found that that wasn't actually the star of the show here at this event. I was actually enamored by another Lenovo device, the Legion Go S. So let's ride on back into Spec-Town one more time and see what Lenovo is cooking with this unit. The Legion Go S will be powered by the AMD Ryzen Z2 Go and integrated AME Radeon graphics. Now I'm told that performance will be on par with an AMD 6800U, but I can't be 100% sure on that until I get a unit here in-house for testing. The device has 32GB of LPDDR5X RAM and up to 1TB of SSD storage with expansion via a microSD card slot. The screen is an 8-inch IPS WXGA screen with a 120Hz variable refresh rate, a 1200p resolution, and a 16:10 aspect ratio. Giving the device life is a 55 watt-hour battery. For connectivity, this handheld has Wi-Fi 6E built in, as well as Bluetooth 5.3. The earliest model device, which is the white model, will ship with Windows 11. Now this handheld is most interesting to me for a few different reasons, starting with the fact that the controllers don't detach at all. This is one cohesive unit. It is one cohesive unit, and that allows Lenovo to do some really unique things with the hardware. For starters, the triggers have an adjustable switch, which is something that I've wanted on a handheld for a very long time. There is also a small touchpad that doesn't get in the way, but it's also very easy to use when you have to have a mouse. It works so much better than any other small trackpad or optical trackpad I've tried, and it seemed perfect for my personal use cases. This unit also has front-facing speakers. There are some sacrifices here, however. I don't know why there is only a 55 watt-hour battery, considering that this white unit starts at $729 and runs Windows. This means that battery life will not last longer or nearly as long than an ROG Ally X, which is only $80 more. Yet despite this, I'm heavily considering getting the Windows model because I was just that impressed by the feel of the hardware, and the white model does look really sleek in person. However, if you're willing to wait till mid-year, there's going to be a version of this handheld that will launch with SteamOS. I was able to go hands-on with that unit as well, and it ran just as well as the Windows counterpart. The physical buttons that are used for Legion Space on the Windows version are used for SteamOS functions on the Steam model. Otherwise, the design and hardware are exactly the same. I actually asked the rep if the Lenovo specific version of SteamOS could be loaded onto the Windows version, and he didn't confirm or deny this capability. He simply said that it was something that Lenovo would like to support in the future. And so I imagine once this device gets into developers' hands, I think that you are going to see those forks of SteamOS like Bazite, Chimera OS, Holo ISO, and Steam Fork, and there is going to be a third-party way to potentially get SteamOS on the white Windows version of this handheld. So if you decide you want to become an early adopter and you're willing to spend a little bit of extra money to get this unit as early as the end of this month or potentially next month, then that may be a consideration for you. However, if you're looking to be more budget conscious and you don't mind waiting until May, then the SteamOS model is only going to be $500. Now, there are going to be some different configurations, and you may be making some sacrifices with storage space and all that, but that's going to bring me into the last thing that has me excited for the Legion Go S, and that's the fact that you can take the 2242 drive that comes with it, and you can actually upgrade it to a full 2280 SSD, and there is space to upgrade to that bigger sized hard drive. So even though it comes with a 2242, you can put a 2280 in there, which means you could potentially put a 4TB in there, which means now you have the possibility of dual booting. You can have a Bazite or a Windows end or whatever you could potentially think of, because now you're going to have that extra storage space if you're willing to do a little bit of DIY. So overall, while the Legion Go 2 does upgrade quite a bit over its predecessor, the Legion Go S, I believe right now, as of this recording, is going to be the handheld to beat in 2025. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Is this a device you are considering? Are you going to wait for the Legion Go 2? Are you going to wait for the SteamOS model? Or are you going to become an early adopter? Or maybe you're just going to keep your original Legion Go and buy the controllers. And please feel free to continue the conversation on the Retro Handhelds and Steam Machine Discords, where you could find me hanging out in between videos. And if you want to support the channel like these wonderful people on the screen, you can do so by going to my Patreon page. Links for all those places are in the description. But that'll do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please be sure to like and subscribe if this video was helpful to you in any way. Every smash of that button helps the channel grow and allows me to get more content out to you. But until next time, bye for now, and don't stop believing.